Hi guys, following my previous video on farming ancient tunnels with a CE amp damage necro, I would like to share with you a quick rundown on this build. I cannot tell you how I loved playing it. It is just so good and feels great. Fast pace, high MF, good survivability, rather easy to play and not tedious at all. If you are tired of Zerker Barb and all kinds of Sorks, this is definitely your next or maybe first choice for grailers hunting. Alright, let's talk about why is it good. This build is really good for farming TC87 uniques on players 1. Combination of high MF, fast clear speed thanks to corpse explosion and ease of play, it makes this build excellent to farm the rarest items in the game. Even though Zerker Barbs or Bleeze Fireball Sorks still faster and better at the job, this Necro does not lag behind too much and definitely will be a novelty to switch to. Primary areas to farm with him are the pit and ancient tunnels, mainly because we are relying on our Merc and Golem to get the first kill, so we can start chaining CE. Pit and AT are perfect due to lower monster health pool, and therefore getting first kill is much easier. Also they are safer for Merc and Golem. And this is basically the main disadvantage of the build. You do not have much control over the first kill and have to wait. But it doesn't feel too long or too bad, especially when you learn how to position your Merc with a TP and also choose right corpses to explode, like Skellies in the pit instead of Devilkins, and invaders or zombies in the AT instead of Skelly mages. Those monsters with higher health pool will melt the entire screen. As usually, let's start with items first. Trungul's gloves. I chose them over Mage Feast for the 30 cold res, as it's quite needed in ancient tunnels. Then 6-easted Crystal Sword can be swapped to Gull Dagger or Blade of Alibaba. Then 10 FCR ring with useful stats. Arachnid Mesh for 20 FCR, Fortuitous Ring of Fortune or your Nagel ring, Enigma. Then 220 Coronet with Perfect Topaz in it. Again, you just need 20 FCR, so anything will work here. And 20 FCR Amulet. You don't really need plus skills on this build or as much of them, so any 20 FCR Ami will work. 35 FCR Spirit and War Travelers. On the swap, I have as usually my 5-6 Call to Arms and Spirit. Charms, Hellfire Torch, Annie, 39 Geats, and then basically a sorted collection of 7MF small charms and some of them with resistances. Merc is having Infinity, Fortitude and Endivisage, pretty standard setup. You can see I have most of the resistances capped except of Fire Res, but I didn't feel a need for it. And Vitality, basically all the points go there. I have 619 MF with this setup and 125 FCR. As for the skills, I maxed Golem Mastery and 1 point in Iron Golem and Summon Resist. In the Poison and Bone skills, again max Corpse Explosion for higher radius and pumped the synergies for the Bone Armor for more survivability. The rest of the points into Amplified damage for the larger radius. I also like to add some points to likes, but this is optional. And there is a possibility to adjust and tweak things to your liking. For example, this option has way more survivability with Wizard Spike, Double Nagel, Chances and Shaco. Or you can go 75 FCR and add more MF or survivability, depends on what you feel like. So the variety there is really big. As for gameplay, it is pretty simple. Take a waypoint to an area, precast battle order and TP to the place. Here in the pit I'm searching for the boss packs mainly, and once found, cast an amp damage first and wait for the first body. Then cast CE. I found it better not to spam CE but just to find the body and click, or use show item button. This way CE triggers sooner somehow. It also proved that I saved on average 5 seconds every run by not spamming CE and just having 1, 2 or 3 precise casts and moving on. Ancient Thanos is the same, but probably a little safer due to no archers, since you will often TP close to the bosses to position the mercenary and can get wrecked easily. Therefore, for Pete I would actually suggest going Whispike and Shaco setup for survivability. In AT I would suggest choosing invaders, then zombies, then embalmed, and lastly horror mages for CE, if you have a choice. Do it to larger CE damage from those. Alright, that's about it for an introduction to this build. Hopefully you will get to try it and like it the same way as I did. Again, it's a lot of fun and will work even with simplest gear. All you need is Enigma really, like in any other build basically. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.